You say you want it bad. You want to grow. You want to win. You want a better life, to be respected, to achieve what no one in your family ever could. But the truth is, you want the reward and still run from the price. You avoid discomfort, exposure, the boring grind, the daily sacrifice. And that is what separates dreamers from doers. Dreaming is light. Dreaming is nice. It's safe. But building is messy. It's exhausting. It's lonely. The problem isn't that you lack goals. It's that you haven't accepted what those goals will demand from you. Every real dream comes strapped to a brutal process. And if you're not willing to bleed for it, to sweat, to fail, to repeat with no applause, then you're just wishing, not deciding, because real decisions come with pain. They cost comfort, they demand friction, and that pain, it's the filter. It separates those who want from those who commit. What you want will test you, it will charge you, it will ask you every single day, do you still want this? And the only real answer is to keep going, even when everything in you is screaming to stop. You think you're giving it your all. You wake up early. You try to focus. You do what you can, and still, nothing happens. It makes you angry, makes you want to quit, because deep down, you believe you've already given everything. But here's the harsh truth. The process will always demand more than you think you have. The moment you feel like you've hit your limit, that's exactly where it starts. And it's in that exact moment that most people give up, because this isn't what they signed up for. They expected life to reward them quickly, to hand out results like instant prizes. But reality doesn't work like that. It waits, it watches, it tests. It wants to see if you can keep going without recognition, if you'll keep pushing while being ignored, if you'll bleed and still show up, because that's when the universe starts taking you seriously. It wants to know, are you willing to lose first, just to maybe win later? Are you willing to repeat in the dark, without guarantees, without applause, without anyone watching? Because if the answer is yes, then the doors begin to open, but not before, never before, because nothing that truly matters comes easy, and what's waiting on the other side only belongs to those who survive. The middle. You live in a generation taught to believe that everything should be fast, easy, and comfortable, that if something is hard, it must be wrong, that if it hurts, it's not meant for you. But that mindset is a trap, because everything that truly matters takes time, takes silence, takes unseen repetition with no applause. The algorithm gives you gratification in seconds. Real life doesn't. Life demands that you stay, that you endure, that you keep going while everything around you seems still. And this generation, addicted to speed, has forgotten how to build with patience. They want shortcuts. They want to skip steps. They want to automate pain. But what transforms a man isn't the result, it's the process. It's who he becomes while enduring, while working in the dark, while swallowing his pride and pushing forward. If you don't learn to value what takes time, you'll always give up on what could have made you great. Because what comes fast, fades fast. But what is built slowly, stays. And for that, you need to let go of the rush, and start respecting the time it takes to build something that lasts. Because that time will never match the speed of your desire. You look at the people who made it, and think they're smarter, more talented, more prepared. But the truth is much simpler. They were more stubborn. They held on longer, not because it was easier for them, but because they kept going when everyone else stopped. That's what separates those who make it from those who just try. It's not a gift. It's grit. It's not talent. It's persistence through the right kind of pain, because everyone feels pain. Everyone feels fear, doubt, exhaustion. The difference is what each person does with it. Most people run, they numb, they sabotage. But the ones who win, they turn pain into path. They use discomfort as direction. They understood that pain is part of the deal. So they chose to suffer on purpose, to suffer for something that matters. And you? Are you still running from what builds you just because it still hurts? Or will you finally accept that pain isn't the problem? Quitting is. The world doesn't need more brilliance. It's begging for consistency, for people who show up, who do the work, who endure, because that is real strength. He tried 3 times, 3 projects, 3 failures, 3 public falls. He was mocked, called delusional. He lost money, time, people, but he didn't lose the fire. Not because he was optimistic, but because he had already understood pain is part of the game. There's no clean victory. Nothing great comes without first being crushed. And he was. Emotionally, physically, financially. But instead of using that as an excuse to quit, he turned it into fuel. While others gave up at the first sign of resistance, he got stronger in rejection. While friends told him to be realistic, he kept his eyes on what didn't exist yet. And that changed everything. Right when it seemed like nothing would ever work, everything turned. Not because the world decided to help, but because he became impossible to ignore. Today, no one asks what he suffered. No one sees the blood, the tears, the shame. They only see what he built, but he knows. He knows every inch of victory was paid in pain, and in the end, the truth remains. Only those who endure more than they thought they could, ever truly. Stop now, and write. Grab a piece of paper, or your phone, and write exactly what you want to achieve. No filters, no fear, just honesty. Now look at it, and write what you're truly willing to do for it. How much time, how much pain, how much frustration are you ready to carry to get there? Be real, because if that list doesn't scare you, you still don't understand what you're asking for. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. It comes with sleepless nights, with rejections that sting, with days you want to disappear. It comes with silence, with doubt, with failure. And if you're not ready to carry all of that, then what you want is still just a wish. It only becomes real when it becomes commitment, and commitment is measured by the pain you're willing to endure without losing focus. You really want this? Then get ready to suffer more than feels fair, because what's waiting for you on the other side won't be given. It will be earned, and the price, non-negotiable.